Hello, welcome to today's session of real estate in Uganda. And for those that have supported this channel, thank you so much. Thank you for the support. And as usual, this channel tackles matters of real estate in Uganda. We get different topics that we think is important to our audience, and we discuss on them. The topic I would like to handle today is a matter of revenue collection, in particular rental income tax collection by Uganda Revenue Authority. I must say, as a country, we are taking the real estate industry too casual. We take it so casual, yeah, and it's quite disappointing. I'm actually so disappointed in the way the rental income tax is being handled by Revenue Authority. Why am I saying this? As we all know, this year there's been a lot of pressure, collection of revenue, mainly coming from rental income tax. And one thing I know is rental income tax is supposed to be collected on rented out units, yeah? So if my unit is not rented out, I cannot pay rental income tax. If I'm staying in the unit, or I have a son staying in the unit, or I have a relative staying in the unit, as long as they are not paying me rent, I'm not liable to paying rental income tax. Now, here is where the trick comes in. Now, I've had in the past few weeks, I've had quite a number of calls from Uganda Revenue Authority officials, municipality officials, calling me and asking me things like, we are at your property, we have been told you're the manager here, and would like information on how many units are there, how many are rented out, and what is the amount of money you're renting out to the property, things like that, yeah? Which is, of course, which is fine, they're doing their job. But now the trick comes here. You're asking me for this information. I'll give you whatever I want. I can tell you this unit is not rented out. It's my niece staying in it. What will you do? Yeah. And it's quite perturbing that a huge industry like real estate, a huge system like the rental system, has no system that determines who is a tenant and who is not. You can't say it cannot be created, because that system can be created. I can just use basically the land title and your national ID and come up with a system to know who is a tenant and who is not. You get that system can be created easily at that. But it's quite absurd that in this country of Uganda, we do not have a system that determines who is a tenant and who is not. So when the municipal council or Uganda Revenue Authority officials come to me as the property manager to give them information on which unit is rented out, how much they are being rented out for, you're at my mercy. You are at the mercy of the landlord. You're at my mercy. I'll tell you whatever I want. I'll tell you, no, that unit is not rented out. It's my niece staying in it. You get as a landlord. That's what I will tell you. Let me say it's not even a relative. A friend is in need of accommodation, and I'm like, oh, I have an empty apartment here. Stay in it for some time as you sort out yourself. So if that unit is in use and I'm not getting any rent from it, how will you determine? How will you determine that the person in the unit is paying me rent or not? You get. So it's funny. It's a tricky situation, you get, and that can be solved if we get serious with the real estate. Maybe I can say real estate is, maybe I can say URA is not yet serious about what they can gain from the rental income tax. Because if they really were serious, there should be a database by now to determine who is a tenant and who is not. You get. We have national IDs, we have land titles. All these things can be linked to determine whether someone is renting or not, you get, or whether a house or a unit is being rented out or not. So one of the times I was in one of the branches of URA, and I tried engaging with the URA officer I found there, and I asked him How will you determine that a unit is rented out or not? And he told me, no, we have ways of finding out. We look at your bank account, we look at the water bill, we look at the how the electricity is being paid, the air meter, and all that. And in my head, I'm like, but if you're supposed to collect a rental income tax on rented out unit, what if it's my auntie staying in the house or my mom staying in the house, and so she's not renting it? How will you know that someone is giving me rent or not? Because I will come and say, no, yes, the water bill is there, but it's not me. I'm not renting out the house. It's my auntie staying there, and I'm not getting any rent from her. Creating a database to determine who is a tenant and who is not is very easy. It can easily be done. If you don't know how to do it, I can tell you how you can easily do it, and create a database in that you will monitor and know this unit is rented out, this unit is not rented out. It's very easy to create, but it's absurd that we don't have that system. We don't have it. You are at the mercy of the landlord or the property manager. They'll tell you whatever they feel like telling you, which is absurd. Because real estate, as I know it, if the rental income tax is well handled and accurate rental income tax is being collected, it will generate a huge revenue that can cater for a huge percentage of the national budget. That for sure. That is for sure. And I feel like the country has lost so much revenue already because we don't have a database that determines who is a tenant and who is not. Yeah. And if URA is really in need or is serious about collecting accurate rental income tax, I think they should begin with creating a database that automatically determines who is a tenant and who is not. You get? That's where you should begin from. If rental income tax is going to be collected on tenants or on rented out units, then you should have a system that determines that this unit is rented out or it's not. Not just gambling and doing guesswork, really. You are this is disappointing. And then I think also, real estate is a very huge sector. I think it's high time okay, fine, real estate can remain under the Ministry of maybe Housing and Urban Development or under the Ministry of Lands. But I think it's high time we made real estate as a bureau that handles only real estate issues. Why am I saying that? There are small things which are very important that you will go to maybe a ministry or these other sectors where real estate is under, and you will not be helped because it's a small issue. Let me give you an example. The other day I went to set up a MomoPay account for one of the condominium association community, and the lady I found there gave me requirements of what is needed to create a Momo account. And she specifically told me she cannot open for me the MomoPay account because 1, I need to be a company, and 2, I need to be an individual. Remember, condominium societies are neither individuals, they are neither individuals or companies. You can't incorporate a condominium community because it's not a company. It's not generating income. It's just a society, a community of individuals who collect money to manage their property. Yeah. So it's quite alarming that you have to move around this Kampala or wherever the property is located, looking for how to open a bank account for a condominium community or open up a MomoPay account. And these are things that can be handled and systematically put to know that this is a condominium community. They need to provide us with document A, B, and C. But those options are not there. And if real estate is under a bureau, if it's a bureau, you get, of course, some of these small things will have like a department that handles it, and then they would air out the gaps in the system to the responsible people, and these gaps would be incorporated and would solve such simple things as opening a bank account or MomoPay account, really. I think it's high time the government of this country considered putting real estate as a bureau. You get much as like, for example, Uganda Bureau of Standards, Uganda Registration Service Bureau. Real estate can also become a bureau because it's quite big. There are so many things in there. If government wants to benefit from the real estate industry in Uganda, it's high time it's high time real estate is placed in its own category that can be managed properly and every nitty-gritty item of it got. So basically, that is what I think. Thank you for watching the channel. Yeah, we'll see you next time. For those that haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. Let's support the channel so that we grow it. But yeah, you have to go to channel for any real estate information is this one, and I will appreciate your subscription, your likes, your comments. I will appreciate. Yeah, so that is it. I hope this information has quite been useful. Thank you. See you next time.